YouTube channel live video with me, Michael from Men's Finest. In today's video, YouTube Live, where you can ask questions, we're going to be talking about three things that I like and the style hacks that I recently discovered sort of through probably experience more than anything else in sort of Men's Finest. This is going to be obviously live recording, so if you're here live, say hello, say who you are, say where you're from. But obviously, if you're looking at the recording of this, you can always say hello and say who you are and whether you agree with those life hacks or not. I believe we're live. I just need to double check that. Yes, we are. Okay, so who's in the room? Let me know who's here. Because we definitely need to start talking about 3 life hacks. What are they? First of all, I want to tell you about them. You know them. You've probably been using them. You're probably one of those guys that actually are using them all the time. If not, you should start. What are they? They are collar stays, right? So this is the thing that you put inside your collar to actually keep it nice and keep it up. One of the shirts that I'm having is, this sort of made-to-measure shirt. What I want to show you is that they have got obviously nice, big sort of places. Just looking if you can, there. You can see there where you can actually put those collar stays there, so it actually stays up and nice. And what that does is actually stopping that collar from sort of changing shape. If you look at that collar hasn't got a shirt stays, and what's going to happen with it, it's going to go that way. It's going to do that. Whereas this one is never going to do that because of that metal end. That metal end, collar stay is going to keep it in shape. Now, how do you do this? Where do you get them from? Why do you need them? Well, you need them so your shirt looks good, and that needs to be done in the first place. But also, you can get them probably online, definitely. This is from a company called Auxiliary. You can barely see this, but they've been making some extra buttons and things like that. So I've got a pair of them from when I was a Menfluential in Atlanta, so I'm keeping them. But also things like some of the more traditional manufacturers of shirts actually makes them. Like this one is from Charles Truett, so you can see that. This one is from Thomas Pink, this plastic one. So you can actually get a variety of them from different manufacturers. So wear them, use them. Only buy shirts that actually have got those gap in collars where you can slide them in. So only buy them. Sky System says, hey, do you like more Italian style or English style? Do you like more Italian style or English style? I'm talking about suits, of course. I think I'm more like Italian style guy. I like this sort of no padding on the shoulder. I don't like the big boxy cut Savile Row. I like when suits are kind of flamboyant and they move with you, and it feels more like a shirt than a suit. I like that. So I enjoyed PT very much because of that, because you've got a lot more sort of shirts or suits style shirts. So I like that more. What about you? What do you like more? Where do you normally buy your shirts and suits? That's my question. So style number hack was this. Style number 2, it's another hack that I kind of discovered, and I have got this with me all the time, is this. It's a white pocket square, a white silk pocket square. Why is it style hack? Because you can actually get a lot out of one pocket square. I always have that pocket square in my car, actually, because I know it fits with all of the items that I have got that I'm wearing. So it could be, a blue jacket like this, or a red jacket, or a gray jacket. And I know I can always use this, and it's always going to look nice and presentable when it is in the pocket of your jacket. So have that silk pocket square all the time with you. The one that I have got right now, I'll send you a quick link, is that one. So this is the one from Men's Finest. This is the Italian silk pocket square, made in Italy. It's also hand finished. I don't know whether you can see this, probably not. But it's also hand finished. So, you know, someone obviously spent time sort of going over and making sure that the silk is sort of woven in a way that it looks nice. And it has got that value because you can get probably these pocket squares, not these exact ones, but white pocket squares, silk pocket squares, from anything between £5-10 all the way to £50, the one that I'm selling on my website. I mean, because the amount of handcrafting that goes into them is significant, hence the price. Silk pocket squares, white silk pocket squares, are actually my style hack number 2. The hack is to have them always in your car, have them always in your bag, have them always ready, because you cannot go wrong with that. It works with every single sort of garment you're going to be wearing. And also, many people ask me this: if you have, come in. If you have got this situation where you've got a pocket here, very often it's stitched, right? So what do you do? Should you remove that stitching or not? And the whole point that it's actually stitched is for transportation only. It's to preserve the shape of it when you move it about. But as soon as you buy it, you should actually unstitch it. You can very easily sort of unstitch that because it only has got like one thread. So you either rip it off or you cut it. And then, you can put that white pocket square there. Like, look, listen, this is not even unstitched, right? So I could maybe force it somehow so it looks half decent, right? But it would be a lot nicer if I actually had it unstitched and ready. But it looks presentable. I mean, we can definitely right now start looking like we care about our style. So this is my style hack number 2. Always have a white pocket square with you. Sky System says, personally, I definitely like English style more. The double-breasted jacket, the pattern, the pin stripe. I do like the style from Kingsman, very formal, my kind of suits. Kingsman is not real. Well, in a way that this obviously style is, and the guys who play there are, but you don't see a lot of people wearing double-breasted pinstripe suit on, in the streets of Liverpool or the streets of London, because it's very hard to pull off. Your physique has to be just pristine. You have to have big shoulders, very narrow body, and sort of to have that suit sort of being wrapped around your toned, slim body. Because if you are any other shape than that, you're going to struggle looking amazing in this. You're going to look okay, because double-breasted suit, if you've got a bit of a belly, if you sort of move about a lot, it's gonna sort of stay like a bit of an armor, and you don't want that. You don't want to look in a suit like you're trying too hard. And I think I like the Kingsman style. I mean, this is amazing, obviously, piece of clothing, but it's difficult to pull it off in real life. But I get what you're saying. Right. So it's 2 style hacks, right? One was the shirt or collar stays, should I say? The other one is the white pocket square, right? You get that? Have those 2. My third style hack is kind of different. Is when you have got a shirt, and I'm not talking here about monograms, but when you have got a shirt, you can have double cuffs like this, so you can go single cuff, of course. But the style hack is that with majority of my made-to-measure shirts, what I have got is, instead of having cufflinks, I've got double cuff that actually has got buttons. And consider doing that when you want to go made-to-measure shirts, because it's normally not available in your standard shirts from your shops, because it's either single cuff or double cuff with the cufflinks. But in your made-to-measure, you can actually specify it to be buttons. And when you do that, what's going to happen is that's going to look very much like a double cuff, because it is double cuff. It's a piece of fabric that it's sort of put, like, break into half, and you've got those two sort of double cuffs. So the style hack is that you should consider going buttons instead of going cufflinks. Why? Because I tend to forget cufflinks. This is why I'm going with buttons, because buttons are there all the time. You don't have to worry about it. And it looks absolutely amazing, especially with some monogramming. I mean, mine says Men's Finest on it, but you can have whatever else. I mean, one of mine says Men's Finest. The other one says, what does it say there? Oh, it says Michael F., right? So you've got Men's Finest and Michael F. But the beauty about it is that it's actually a double cuff, so it looks very nice on your jacket, because it looks like double cuff, but it actually hasn't got cufflinks. The issue with cufflinks is another one, when you can see kind of how thin that is. So it's obviously two buttons, you button it up, and you've got that sort of flat surface, if you like. Whereas with cufflinks, what's happening, I'll show you on the other cuff, is you have that area. So that normally would be a cufflink. So this is your, this would be your normal sort of arm here, or your wrist there. And then you're going to have that and a cufflink. And what's going to happen is your jacket is going to be very tight here, especially if you've got slim fit jackets. It's going to kind of stop there. So, so jacket's going to be rubbing all the time at a cuff and a cufflink there. So you're going to have a situation where the cufflink keeps it in place, but it's, of course, because of the slim fit jacket, which, most of the people are going for these days, you're going to have a situation where you're going to have traction, and you're going to have sort of area of friction here. Now, why is that important? Because if we've got a friction here, all of a sudden the end bits of the cufflinks of the cufflinks there is going to go, obviously, all sorts of shapes, because there is not enough space under the within the sleeve of the jacket. So you're gonna see and notice that at the end of the sleeve, your sleeve is going to be very tight. So this is, come over here. So this is, a normal sleeve, right? This is normal sort of length of the sleeve, nothing particularly big. This is normal. This is not slim fit. So that kind of fits into that sleeve very well. Now imagine if I pin down here, because that was made to measure for someone. I pin it down. So look at this, probably about 1 centimeter, that it's actually different. Right, so let me just turn that into me so you can hear me better, in case you didn't hear me properly. So obviously, if you take 1 centimeter here, all of a sudden, so if you take 1 centimeter there, the cuff, where's the cuff? The cuff wouldn't be able to fit. So if I just take that in here, the cuff would have basically created friction between those two. So what you're going to end up having is a massive friction there. So that's going to start bulging. This is going to start going, of different shapes because of double cuffs. So the third style hack is to actually have buttons instead of having cufflinks. So consider doing that. If you go and make to measure shirt, go for buttons. Don't go for cufflinks. 3 style hacks this very Sunday. Let me know if you like it or not. These, that goes into color, white pocket square that you should always have in your car and your bag, because that goes with everything. And also the double cuffs with the buttons instead of cufflinks. I'm recommending that to majority of my made to measure clients, because it just looks more refined and different from your normal sort of off the rack shirts. And that's what I'm doing, off the peg. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope your Sunday is going well. Let me know in the comments below if you're watching this after it's been recorded and published. If you've got any more questions about those 3 style hacks, or you want to come up with your own style hacks, let me know in the comments below. Till next time, stay stylish. See you later.